All right, so this is going to be a little bit of a different video for me. It's part vlog, part recap. I don't know. I just want to talk to y'all real quick. So it's Monday. This weekend, I had a pretty fun weekend. The weekend before that, I also had a pretty fun weekend. I met Kevin Smith. I was promoting that Kevin Smith signing for a bit. So you probably heard about it at Fight or Flight Comics. But on last Saturday, the 25th, we had a signing featuring Kevin Smith at my local comic shop. And it was cool. It was supposed to last from 11 to 1, but bro, it was packed. It was so packed out there or in there. So thankfully, Kevin was really gracious with his time. He ended up staying until I left at like 3:30. I had a hard stop because I had to, I had a hard stop at 3:30 where I had to dip out of there. But when I left, Kevin Smith was still there. At that point, we had gotten through the whole crowd, and Dan had shut the store off so that the staff and volunteers could have a little bit of private time with Kevin. So unfortunately, I didn't get much private time because, again, I had to dip out at 3:30, but I did get some stuff signed. So I'll show you what that was. This I didn't get signed. I just grabbed it at the shop while I was there. But yes. All right. So the first thing he signed was the promo flyer announcing his appearance. I wasn't sure because, again, I had to leave at 3:30, so I left my stuff with the staff at Fight or Flight. So shout out to Max for making sure my stuff still got signed, even though I wasn't there to be like, "Hey, Kevin, I love your work," right? But I got my Eagle Moss versions of the Green Arrow Quiver story signed. So this is Quiver Part 1, and they're both signed the same way. BJ, I love you. From Kevin Smith. And that was kind of his go-to phrase for signing things, was "I love you" to a lot of people. But yeah, so that was cool. Fun fact, I have never seen a Kevin Smith movie. My connection to Kevin Smith was like, I knew who he was because he had like the Comic Book Men TV show, and you kind of see him as like a panelist or just one of those pop culture people. When it's time to talk about comic books, you'll often see him come up alongside people like, I don't know, who's famous for like knowing about comic books, Phil Lamar and Robert Kirkman, stuff like that. But anyway, what I really knew Kevin from was the Batman or Fat Man on Batman podcast. When I used to work in the office, I used to like drive at least 40 minutes to work and sometimes like an hour and a half back with traffic. And that I had subscribed to the show and everything so that I could get the whole back catalog of these Batman interviews and reviews and conversations. Some of my favorite stuff. So that's what I knew Kevin for. But I decided right before this whole signing event, I was like, let me see like what these movies are about. And so I started looking them up, and they're all rated R. And I'm like, why are all these movies rated R? So then I just look up the Wikipedia summaries, and that's why they were all rated R. So I'm gonna stick to Fat Man on Batman, but really excited about these Green Arrow trades that I got signed. Now, so that was 2 weeks ago. This past weekend, I went out to the Wake Forest Comic Book and Toy Expo, which was really fun. It's run by a guy named Brandon, who runs a comic shop called Play for Life Comics, or at least he did. He stopped running that shop a while back. And now he throws these events where a bunch of people from the community can kind of come together, sell their comics, their toys, they swap things. It was a really cool event. And it was in a community center that I like grew up playing rec league, basketball, and baseball in, like not far from my mom's house. So that was cool as well. It was just nostalgic just being in the building. And then I walk in, and who do I see? Of course, I see friends. So the thing my Kevin Smith footage and my Wake Forest Comic Expo footage has in common is Emily and Chris, who were there selling some of their stuff. So I'll show you what I got from the Wake Forest Comics and Toy Expo. So Emily and Chris were selling dollar comics and a bunch of stuff that was just there for $1. So I don't know, you just buy stuff. When it's $1, you don't really think about it. So this is a book called Tales to Astonish. Looks like a one-shot. It was originally $7. Looks like a one-shot graphic novel, Marvel Select, featuring Hulk, Wasp, and Hank Pym. I've not read a whole lot of like Ant-Man and Wasp stuff, but throwing Hulk in the middle of it, that's pretty cool, right? So we got that. This Batman and Robin, Batman Reborn trade, Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely. This is the first 6 issues of that Batman and Robin series. This was only $1 because it's got like a pretty significant bend in the spine. But I figured for $1, this could be cool, like just as a giveaway prize or something. We do have an anniversary special coming up in just a week. So somebody's going to win this. They might be disappointed by the bend. But I mean, how disappointed can you be with a free book, right? So that's one. This, I don't know. I always it's been a racially charged weekend, if you will. A lot of racial hijinks going on with this Daniel Warren Johnson stuff. But we're just talking about depictions and stuff. This issue of The Punisher says crack down, right? So obviously it's The Punisher fighting against some inner city thugs, right? Bro, the first line of dialogue in this book is, "I'm looking to buy. Got any crack?" It's like, who says that? That's crazy. Anyway, it was $1. I had to buy it once I saw that line of dialogue. We got Men in Black Far Cry. Now, I knew that Men in Black was based on a comic. I don't know, if Will Smith's character was originally a white guy or if this is just a different set of Men in Black. But that's cool. See the blockbuster movie this summer, August 1997. What I didn't know that Men in Black was a Marvel comic. I thought it was like, I don't know. Oh no, J and K are definitely white guys. Shout out to you, Will Smith, breaking the color barrier and whatnot. Anyway, I also grabbed this Justice Society of America JSA 80-page special, just a one-shot. I got it because Mr. Terrific's in it. Also featuring Dr. Fate, Sand, Obsidian, Cyclone, 2 Wildcats, and Jesse Quick. So that's cool. And then I was going to only spend $5, but then I saw this. This is the Fantastic Four, the new Fantastic Four. Dwayne McDuffie, Paul Pelletier. I just bought this single issue because it was really cool to me that Black Panther and Storm joined the Fantastic Four. I have this in a hardcover, but I don't know. Sometimes you see these single issues, it's just cool to see them in the original context. Like, I could read this on Marvel Unlimited, but it won't have this cool ad for this Fantastic Four DVD, nor will it have an ad for Spider-Man 3. So, just fun stuff that you get from single issues that you don't get anywhere else, and that I appreciate. This is an ad for Are We Done Yet? The sequel to Are We There Yet? A movie that made Ice Cube a super family-friendly presence in life. So that's cool. So those were 2 recent pickups at, different comic book outings, and a reason for me to throw up that B-roll and not try to do a real-time vlog. Another cool thing that came in the mail recently, Comics, the magazine. This is going to be a new comic book magazine that starts hits the direct market, I believe, in January is when they're going to launch the first issue. This is the replacement for Zdarsky Comic News. At least that's my understanding. I got to interview the folks at Prana Direct Market Services to be sure. But shout out to Adam Freeman and shout out to Megan who sent this to me because I really wanted one. They were only giving them out at New York Comic Con, but love always finds a way. So there's that. So that was something cool that I picked up. Some more cool stuff. Every Halloween they have the Halloween Comic Fest. So shout out to all the free comics that you can get as a trick-or-treater if you're a kid and your LCS participates. Oh, I got this cool card. It's a sheet of cards. Emily gave me this. And she also gave me a Batwing by Nick Draper Ivey. You probably saw it on my stories or whatever you call the vertical video, reels. So next up, again, I did a reel about this, but these are the newest round of comic capsules and like the cool colors. So we got that purple, we got orange, and then there's this glow in the dark green. And it's always cool to throw a Klansman on the cover, right? Why not? Why not? These are the days. This is the time to do it. So, very cool. Shout out to the folks at Comic Capsule for that. And then there's one more book I want to show you. Hold on. All right. So you guys know that I fairly regularly get review copies of books, and I don't always get to read the books as soon as I get them in. But anyway, this is The Ephemerata, Shaping the Exquisite Nature of Grief. It's a book by Carol Tyler. This is going to be the first in a 2-part series of graphic novels just about her experiences with grief. She lost quite a few people personal to her in like a 5-year span that ended in 2016. And then while she was working on this book, which is really just kind of like her working through her grief, while she's working on this book, she lost her husband, which, you know, is just tragic. It's not fun or exciting. But it's like, you know, I've only read the first few chapters of this, but she's going through like all the questions that you start asking when people start dying. And then you get stuck in this woodsy maze called Griefville. And that's where I am right now. So 35 pages in or so. But this has been a really cool graphic novel. I'm thankful that Tucker from Fantagraphics sent this over. This is the type of book that I'd probably overlook in a bookstore, but I don't know. I've had some different experiences with grief, so just have to stay tuned for my full review. But I wanted to show you this because it's just, I don't know. Sometimes comics can do really cool and interesting things that you don't expect, and that's one of them. So yeah, I think that's going to be it. I just wanted to show you a few recent pickups, give you an update as to things I've been doing. I'm looking forward to the 5th channel anniversary. It's crazy. I'm still making preparations. The announcement video will come out probably next Monday. Sunday is the official channel anniversary, but next Monday, I'll probably do the big celebration video. And then next Wednesday, November 12th, we will do the 5th anniversary live stream. We'll have some giveaways, some fun stuff. I'm preparing for that now, which is why my room is in such disarray, but it's all good. Anyway, let me know if you like this type of video. It's really like kind of buttoned down from my normal stuff, but sometimes I just want to come here and talk to you and let you see what I've been reading and what I've been doing lately. So anyway, I'll see you guys in another one soon. Till then, stay safe, stay awesome, and read something dope today. Peace.